Two topics of chapter 8 we have already discussed. First one is the definition and the characteristics of perfect competition, as well as we have discussed the demand curve in case of perfect competition. Second is the price and output determination, initially in short run and then in the long run. The third topic of this chapter is the supply behavior in competitive industries, that we are going to observe the supply curve first in short run and then in the long run. Starting with the topic of supply, we have already discussed it many times, that it is the amount offered or supplied in market at given prices. Input price and technique of production both determines the cost as well as the price of the product. Any of these two factors change, there is a definite change in price of a product, and then as the price increases, supply is likely to be increased as well. But when we come to the perfect competition, the concept of supply, it exists only for perfect competition and not for any other market structure. It means that in case of imperfect competition or monopoly or oligopoly, we will never find any supply curve. And the reason is that in case of imperfect competition, producer is a price setter or price maker, that they can influence the price or the producers can control the prices. However, in perfect competition, where the producer is a price taker, which means that it cannot influence or change the price but has to sell at given prices. Therefore, if the producer cannot change the price, the only option left to the producer is to change or control the quantity produced and supplied. That's why the concept of supply is only for the perfect competition. Now, the topic is supply behavior in competitive industries. Before starting the topic, first we are going to differentiate between industry and firm. At times we use the term of a firm, and at times we use a term of industry. Firm is a single entity or a single producer. However, industry is a number of firms which are producing the same product. Two examples I have mentioned over here. First is the textile industry and the other is pharmaceutical. Textile industry, it means that all those firms who are related with textile will be the part of this textile industry. For instance, Sitara Textile, it is an example of a firm or a single entity, but it is a part of textile. In the same manner, when we consider the pharmaceutical industry, it means that all those firms which are related to the pharma will be the part of this industry. For example, GSK, it is a single firm, but it is a part of the pharma industry. So, supply behavior in short run. Short run, we have discussed it already, so let's redefine it. At least one of the factor of production is fixed. Duration is less than 1 year. Normally, land and capital are fixed, while labor and raw material are the variable factor. Now, under perfect competition, the firm can produce the output when the marginal cost is equals to price, which means that cost of additional unit is equals to the price of the product. However, if the price is greater than marginal cost, it means that the cost of additional unit is higher than the price, and the firm is willing to extend or expand the output, but as long as marginal cost again becomes equals to price. But another possibility is that if the price is less than marginal cost, which means that the cost of additional unit is lower than the price, and the firm will respond towards it by lowering down the production as long as again marginal cost becomes equals to the price of the product. Now, to show it in the diagram, on the vertical axis we will take cost and price, on the horizontal axis output. It gives us an upward sloping short run supply curve. In short run, the slope of supply curve is always upward sloping, but while considering that, there must be two conditions that should be satisfied. First one is that minimum average variable cost must be covered, which means that current expense or the running expense must be covered by the producer. If the running expenses are not covered, then the producer decided to close down or shut down. And second is that marginal cost is equals to the price. That is, the cost of additional unit is equal to the price. Now, considering this diagram, let's say that M naught is the point where both these conditions are satisfied. Then as the market price increases, the producer increases the output on horizontal axis, and that gives us an upward sloping short run supply curve. Now over here, this SR is for the short run and the S is supply curve. So short run supply curve. After short run, then comes the long run. In long run, we know that in which all the factors of production can be changed or adjusted. But in long run, the cost conditions are going to determine what will be the slope of the supply curve. So two cases we are going to discuss over here. First one is the long run supply curve under constant cost industry. And second is long run supply curve under increasing cost industry. First one, long run supply curve under constant cost industry. As it is clear from the heading constant cost industry, that as long as the cost conditions are same, even if the number of firms in market increases, then more output can be produced at the same cost and same market price. Then the question is that how is it possible that cost condition will remains the same? For example, if the input prices are same, we have already discussed that perfect competition example is only agriculture sector in our real market. So in agriculture sector, let's say that a new firm or a producer enter into the market, and the market wages for this new producer are the same as for the existing firm. In the same manner, raw material prices are the same as for the all other existing firms. So for the new producer, cost condition is the same as for all other existing producers, and production increases, but there will be no change in the market price, and the reason is that cost condition is the same. Now let's show it with the help of a diagram. There are two panels which we are going to draw over here. Diagram A is for the cost curve. On horizontal axis, we will take output, vertical axis cost and price. Diagram B, we will show the supply curve, price, vertical axis, on horizontal axis output or quantity. Then we know that in long run, a firm always operates at normal profit. That when the marginal cost is equals to average cost, which is equals to the price. Now when we observe, this point occurs at the point R, where long run Marshall cost curve intersects the long run average cost, and they're intersecting they're tangent to the market price, which is indicated by P. So it means that at the point R, the firm is incurring long run normal profit, and OP is the price and OM is the output produced. So now a new firm, let's say, enter into the market, and since the cost conditions are constant, the new firm is going to produce at the same market price, and the effect on output is going to will be shown on horizontal axis. Output increases. Now to draw the supply curve, we are going to extend this price line in the next panel, panel B, and that gives us horizontal long run supply curve. L is for the long, SC is for the supply curve. So in case of constant cost industry, the industry will have a horizontal straight line supply curve. Afterwards, I have explained it theoretically as well. Then comes the second one, which is long run supply curve under increasing cost industry. As it is clear from the heading that if the cost of production increases, market price is going to be increased as well. Not only for the existing firms, but for the new firms which entering into the market as well. But then the question is that up till now, we are saying that producer is a price taker and it cannot change the price or it cannot influence the price. But this time we are saying that market price increases. The reason is that this time over here we are discussing the case of an industry. For a single producer, it cannot change the price of the product, but for the industry, if the cost of production increases, then the market price is going to be increased as well. For example, if the input price or the raw material price increases, let's say that the government has imposed a new tax on the, let's say, raw material, which means that raw material price is going to be increased for all the producers in market. And since the cost increases, so the market price is going to be increased as well. Right? It is mentioned over here that if the input price increases, as for all the firms, cost of production increase, market price is going to be increased as well. Now let's show it with the help of a diagram. Increase in input price, average cost rises as well as the marginal cost rises. So we are showing it with the help of diagram. Two panels again we are going to need over here. Panel A is for the supply, for the output or the cost curves, and the panel B is for the supply curve. In panel A, horizontal axis output, vertical axis price and cost. Panel B, quantity or output horizontal axis, prices vertical axis. Starting with the same condition that in long run firm always operate at normal profit. So initial equilibrium is at the point P where our long run Marshall cost curve intersects the long run average cost and they are tangent to the price line. OP is the price, OM is the output produced. Then cost increases, market price increases, upward shift in the price line. From P, market price has shifted to P1. Now the producer is going to produce at the higher cost because the input prices are increased. So the new equilibrium will be where the long run Marshall cost and long run average cost are tangent to the new price line. OP1 is the new price and OM1 is the new output and quantity produced. Now to draw our supply curve, let's take it to the next slide. Over here, when we extend these prices to the next panel, when the price is P, OM is the output, we extend it to the diagram B. Quantity or produced and supplied is, let's suppose, ON. Price increases, again we have extended it to the next panel, and over here now the new price is P1 and the quantity supplied is N1. When we join these 2 points, it gives us an upward sloping long run supply curve. So it means that as the cost increase, market price is going to be increased and more will be produced at the higher price and the higher cost in case of increasing cost industry, giving us an upward sloping long run supply curve where L is for the long and SC is for the supply curve. So it means that in case of increasing cost industry, the long run supply curve will be upward sloping, which means that output supplied increases as well at the higher price. Now to conclude it, we said that in short run, the slope of supply curve is always upward sloping. However, in long run, cost conditions are going to determine the slope of supply curve. If it is constant cost, horizontal supply curve. If it is increasing cost, it will be a upward sloping supply curve. We are going to include over here, and that's the backward bending supply curve. It is a specialized case of some specialized cases of perfect competition. And we know that as the wages are increased, supply of labor increases as people are more willing to work on the higher wage. But in some cases, it is also observed that with the improvement in technology, real wages of people increases. People feel that they want to take part of their higher earnings in the form of more leisure and early retirement. Real wage means that when the real income or the purchasing power of the people increases. So, if real wages are higher, then people respond to it by working for the lesser hours or spend more of the time as their free or the leisure time. Now let's explain it with the help of a diagram. In this diagram, this is our regular supply curve. We are taking quantity horizontal axis, wages vertical axis. Up till the point T, the supply curve is upward sloping, that as the wages increase, quantity of workers or the working hours are going to be increased as well. Now, when the wages are N, M is the number of workers, or this is, we can say, is the working hours, that when the wages increase, working hours are reduced. So after a point T, there is a bend or there is a kink in the supply curve, which shows that even though the market wages are increased, but labor or people respond towards it by reducing their working hours. But the question is that how is it possible then? In every profession, there are some people who are at the peak of their profession, that or because of their good repute or because of their hard work, initially they work more with, but over the time when they have reached to the peak of their profession, then they respond towards it by reducing their working hours. It could be the doctors, it could be the lawyers, it could be the fashion designers, it could be the consultants. In every profession, there are some examples that we can find which are related to this concept, and for those, the supply curve is not upward sloping, rather it is backward bending or it is backward moving, which means that they work for the lesser time but earning maximum out of that. So over here, chapter 8 is completed. If there are any queries or any questions, we can discuss it in the live session. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.